While many people find the holidays as one of the most wonderful times of the year, for some, it can be anything but when dealing with grief or a lost one. To help with pointers for you or a loved one, we brought in author Mr. Nicholas Shaw. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking time out of your day and coming on. So, Mr. Nicholas, I want to just jump right into it, okay? For those dealing with the loss around the holiday time, how can they take a step back and, deal with that loss to begin with or acknowledge it?
Yeah, look, I think first and foremost, you have to just take a step back. I think you need to be able to take a step back and assess where you are, how you're feeling, and then figure out what do you need. The holidays. I think there's a lot of pressure to be a certain way, to be happy, to be joyful. But I think if you're not in that, if you're not feeling that way, it's okay to sort of step back and allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling.
Yes, sir. And so for me, I want to use one of my examples. For example, I lost an uncle around Thanksgiving time 2 years ago, and had it
Mhm.
not been for the extended family that I call family, I don't know how I would have gotten through that. What are some ways people can offer support during that holiday season?
Yeah. Well, first off, sorry for your loss. Um, Yeah, look, I think if you're trying to be supportive to someone who is dealing with grief due to loss, I think the most important thing is just to ask them what they need. Right? I think a lot of times we try to guess what someone needs when they're dealing with loss, and just be there for them. Ask them what they need, and sometimes they may say, "I just need you to sit here and be with me." Sometimes they may say, "I just need you to sit here and listen to me as I share with you how I'm feeling." Sometimes they may say, "Just leave me alone." The point is, it's best to just not try to guess what they need and ask them what they need.
Yes, sir. And is there anything else that you can add as a supporter of someone dealing in that position to make them feel more at home?
Yeah, look, I think the best thing to do is just try to be empathetic, and just try to connect with them emotionally, on how they're feeling. That's hard for a lot of people because how they're feeling may be uncomfortable to us. But if you really want to be there for them, you need to be empathetic and try to be with them and their grief.
Now, I want to switch roles and talk about the griever for a second. How can you set boundaries when let's say, for lack of a better word, you're feeling triggered in a family environment?
Yeah. I think the more open and honest with your feelings, the better. Um, for example, when we lost our son, um, for a couple of years after, we didn't do any family get-togethers during the holidays, and we just let people know that this is what we needed, and this is what would be best for our family. I think the more transparent and open you can be about what you need, the better.
And so I got one last quick question for you, Mr. Shaw. What is the importance of creating a new memory to not necessarily replace that bad memory, but to have a new fond memory to remember them of?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I would maybe change the word memory to tradition. Um, so I would say, obviously one of the toughest things when you lose someone is that they were part of your holiday celebrations, and that very much formed a tradition that you had with them. And now they're no longer here. So you have to try to form a new tradition for how you can bring them into your holiday celebration. Um, so, for example, for my son who we lost, we always leave a place setting open for him at the table. He actually, his birthday is very close to Christmas. He's born on December 20th. So we always have a cake for him. I always buy him a present, right? So I still honor him. I honor the memory of him. And I've created new traditions to bring him into how I celebrate the holidays.